Shut up and sit down.
Welcome to the Bricks King podcast, where I'm going to bend your ear about Lego, review those amazing bricks and plastic, and discuss what is new and up and coming about the Lego world. I'm your minifigure host, Matt. Let's bet on it. Welcome in, everybody. How in the heck are you doing this lovely day? Today I've got a great show for you, but my goodness, do I ever have an awesome show coming for you tomorrow on Monday. You're going to hear me, well, you might hear me twice on Monday. I'll give you details about what Monday involves, but holy moly, it's going to come fast and furious to your ears real soon. But today, we bring back an old guest, not old as in like, you know, dirt old, but an old friend of the show. Someone that has accomplished so much by missing so much and maybe can't even see the writing on the wall. But my goodness, do they know what's going on? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show, Mr. Will Reed.
Who is this Will you speak
Will
of?
guy, this weirdo, this absolute Californian weirdo. No, I'm kidding.
No. What does the real question is? Does he like spaghetti?
You know, I think that's what did it right there.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
fiate, you pissed off the people in Italy, dude.
Yeah,
And then the spaghetti, you just.
and then Matt's like, okay, we're gonna have to step back, give it a year.
My tomato sauce company came at me and they're like, "End this fool."
Yeah. What we don't want to be associated with that. Well, what's wrong with you? And what does he do? The first minute of the show brings it up. God.
Fool.
That guy.
This guy. But welcome back. Obviously, before the recording here, before the show, we were talking about some things that you've been up to and things like that. And I'm just going to kind of let you lead off here because there's some really cool stuff to discuss and some interesting journeys that you've taken. And one of them in particular is, I think it's a major deal with Lego. So I'm going to let you dive straight into it and you can give the good, bad, ugly. I don't think there's really any ugly that came along with it.
No, it's lots of good. So last year, since everybody's just been twiddling their thumbs at home because we have nothing better to do. COVID. We were reaching out to Lego to review Braille bricks because for those who may or may not know, I'm legally blind and I am a Braille user. So we thought it would be a good sort of synergy for someone who uses Braille to interact with the Braille bricks, see what my opinion was on them. In the process, that went nowhere. There's the bad stuff. It went nowhere. However, while we were talking about it, I guess the word got around to Lego's marketing team. And since they've been working on this whole Adults for Lego, they wanted to do a massive ad campaign. They were doing videos and print ads, and they saw me as a good candidate for one of the print ads. They ended up doing 3 print ads in total. And what it consisted of was me having an interview with their writer who was overseas. Fortunately, he was really, really accommodating, so I didn't have to stay up at weird hours. We did find a nice time difference because it was like 9 hours time difference. But we finally found that sweet spot, had the interview, and it was even very nice and emotional. And then they said, send over some pics. So we aren't professional photographers, even though we take pictures of Lego. We don't do it professionally. So they don't look the best. And when we sent those over, it's like, okay, we love the article. Is it all right if we send over a professional photographer? Sure. So they came over, and it was right around, just to give you a time frame, right around the time when the Lego typewriter from Lego Ideas came out. And in fact, that's what I was working on at the time. And we had a photo shoot. It lasted like 4 hours.
It's
And
horrendously long.
yeah, it was
Horribly
fun.
long.
Yeah, so I was working on the Lego Ideas Treehouse. And I even talk about this because I wrote up an article about the whole experience. I was busy cleaning the thing because it had been up for a while, and that's essentially it looks like I'm building, but I'm really cleaning off the leaves with my hands. Then they had me in front of my computer setup with my closed circuit television, which is the device I use to enlarge stuff, because I do have some vision. It's just crappy. So they had a Lego minifigure underneath there. So you got that synergy there while I was writing up the article that I was talking about the typewriter. And then the third, and so we're taking dozens, if not hundreds of pictures for just those two. And then we went to a third location, and fortunately this is a picture that they didn't use. They were trying to get me working with my wife to when we were building the typewriter. And the images they were getting was my wife and I sitting like 3 feet apart in armchairs, while the typewriter was on the floor like 4 feet out in front of me.
Dancing, right?
Yeah. You know how you usually build Lego.
Absolutely, of course.
The funny thing is, we showed him our setup for how we normally build, and he goes, no, that's too staged. Yeah, so that was that story. Fortunately, it got made. We used the 2 pictures that made sense, and I went back to the marketing team, and we were, talking back and forth. And I know because I was planning on writing an article for this, I was like, so I know this is not for money, and I'm not looking for money, but we're talking Lego. So is there any Lego involved? And I kid you not, she said, send me your top 5 sets that you want, and I'll see what I can do. And I'm like, okay, yay. I sent it over expecting.
Let me be cautiously careful in how much I excite.
Yes. I'm like, okay, we could do that. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna get my like top 1 set, or top 2, if that's the biggest. Like the biggest thing I was asking for was maybe the NASA space shuttle. So just to give you an idea as to what it was, she set 4 of the top 5 sets. And I think the only one that wasn't in there was like a Technic, the pneumatic one, the Technic, the tow truck, because I got
Technic.
I've been on this kick for working stuff. I still don't think they're pretty or anything. I just like how they work. So it's just it's a perverse hobby. I know it's very, very perverse. So yeah, she sent me the NASA space shuttle, the Bird of Paradise, the pickup truck.
God, those are beautiful sets. All 3 of those.
The T2 camper, right? That's the second.
Yes.
Yeah, the T2 camper.
Yeah.
I've only built 2 of those things since they sent them. So all that got packaged. Got put into a lineup, got set up. This took months to get working. And the last thing I heard is the 3 articles are going to be featured in Wired magazine. So if any of your listeners happen to have a subscription, they may see me in there at some shape, time, form.
So it's not going to be in High Times.
It's going to be the low ones, when there's not the spaghetti group involved in the magazine.
Italia, he come for you.
So that was my story there. And while I was waiting for that, I was thinking, it's like, man, I haven't talked to Matt. is he mad? And I send him messages, but as listeners know, he puts out tons and tons of content. So I
Ish.
yeah, ish. I finally decided, okay, well, I'm gonna do something content wise and upgrade. And for the holidays, I asked my wife, well, can I have a nice video camera? Because a lot of the brick breakdown articles I write for, I'll do an accompany piece so that you can see me handling the set and pointing out different features. She got me that, and we were marveling at it, figuring out all the features. I'm like, oh, it'd be great if we upgraded with this piece and this piece and this piece. Somehow in that whole process, we started a YouTube channel called Rolling with Two. And that's where we're doing all our board game stuff, because I also design board games. So through Lego, I got a YouTube channel, and it scratched that.
This is insanity.
Yeah, it scratched that.
What is this? Amateur hour?
Yeah, it totally is. And every time we turn around, we're looking. It's like, oh man, we sound like garbage, because Matt knows this, because he started out with a
garbage,
a less than ideal microphone.
Nothing.
Which is akin to garbage.
But to be fair, by the time I got you on at episode 8, I did not have garbage anymore. It was not high class, but it was not garbage.
Right. You could actually hear the sounds coming out of your sweet voice.
Yeah. Okay.
I
don't know what you've been drinking, but hello.
Sweet water. Yeah, that's what this is. That's what we're going to go with. It's clear anyway. So yeah, picked up cameras, picked up a backdrop, picked up lights, picked up microphones, and just kept spending money. And now we have a YouTube channel. So if anyone wants to check it out, it's called Rolling with Two. And all the production that goes into there will then turn around and go into the videos I do for the Brick Blogger sometimes, because that's still a lot of work. And that catches most of what I've been doing, at least socially and big scale type stuff last year.
It's been a wild year for you. I mean, you're the face of the franchise of Lego. People are like, Lego Braille, hey, Will, hey, I know you. Hey, I can't see you, sorry.
It's because he looks.
Jokes, folks. That was not Will and I have that relationship. That was not something where he's going to be like, "What you said?" That? No.
It's because I look just like a minifigure.
Just like a minifigure.
Big swollen head,
silly grin.
Yeah.
Cheeks. So yeah, that is a journey.
Yes.
And it's but isn't it wild what can send you down certain roads? I mean, all you were doing is posing for a photograph 3 feet, 6 feet away from your wife, trying to build a typewriter. Yeah. And you're like, you know what? Let's do a YouTube channel.
Yeah. One naturally leads into the other, doesn't it? Of course,
naturally.
Yeah, but I think I just got the bug having that, image and the whole production going around. And I was thinking, you know what? I think we could do something like that. Let's upgrade the apparatus, because we had been doing the occasional video, but it was her holding up an iPad.
It doesn't work very well. This is not 2010. Okay.
Yeah, this is not classy operations. So now we have a modicum of class, not a very high one, but enough that gets us into trouble.
Well, trouble is good.
Yes.
Trouble is content. Trouble creates content. You're good there.
Yeah.
So aside from that,
you want to know what I've been building, huh?
I want to know what you've been building, and the things that you have been building that I know you've told me you've been building. I have not been building, nor have I bought and plan to build. So I want to hear about the sweet
Bricklink Designer Studio.
It just sounds ever since they have done this. Yeah. I like the idea behind it, but it sounds it's like when you walk into, I don't know where, clothing store, Macy's, something like that. Okay. and you go and you look and you see this cool looking, I don't know, shirt or suit or something like that. And then you walk down the block and you go down to this other store that's a I guess a secondhand store, in the sense that they're buying whatever leftover junk wasn't sold. That's kind of what it feels like with Bricklink. Like, it's like, this wasn't good enough, but if you want this semi crap, you can have it over here. It's just, it needs rebranded, in my opinion. It doesn't need to be Lego ideas, but it needs to be Lego failed ideas, or I'll take anything as long as ideas is in the name.
Yeah. So let's back up and explain what Matt means. So Lego Ideas comes out with projects in like 30, 40 now, it seems, per review thing. And they go, we'll choose 2 of them.
Yes.
And then the rest is just like chucked into the garbage. And some of those projects actually come back. They've actually hit 10,000 2, 3 times. And each time Lego's like, no, go away. We don't want to. So what they have done since they've bought Bricklink is they've taken the Bricklink designer program. And Bricklink did this once before they were bought. It's essentially a crowdfunding platform where if they raise enough money, they'll make the set. Lego did, I would say, their version of it. And they don't want just anybody. They want something that has at least enough interest in the public. So
absolutely,
this is where the discounted bargain bin Lego Ideas projects come to live.
The bargain bin. Oh,
yeah.
God.
And here's the strangest thing. They will put up a number of projects. Let's say, I think in the first round, they put up something like 8 projects. They said, okay, these are the ones we're going to crowdfund. And we're only going to make 5,000 copies. And that was crappy in and of itself. And they're like, and they're in competition with one another. So only the first 5 to even make it will be made. And we're like,
they may not even be made because we never know.
Yeah, we never know. And I'm like, oh, crap. Well, first day, it kind of broke the site. The castle in the forest got sold out. The other ones soon followed. And they're like, well, we also made a mistake and there was problems on it. So we're going to now make 10,000 copies. It's going to be
majorly screwed up, y'all.
Yeah, we majorly screwed up. We're going to make 10,000 copies now. Oh, and by the way, in our screw up, we actually sold 10,000 of the castle in the forest. So that's not going to be even offered. It's already allocated.
It's already done.
Yeah, it's already done. So
we sucked, y'all. We tried, but we sucked.
Yeah, psych. So out of the 5 that got made, I bought 4 of them. And I already built 2 of them, the Sheriff's Safe and the Pursuit of Flight. Pursuit of Flight, you may recognize because that's from J.K. Brickworks.
Yep.
He worked on the pop-up book with Grant. And then
everything he touches turns to gold.
It is,
everything.
He is a genius, and he's not afraid to play with Technic, but he makes Technic beautiful some way, somehow.
You realize I've tried to get that man on the show for 3 years.
Uh-huh.
And it's always maybe it's always getting pushed down the line, or it doesn't get answered. He's just and you know what? I respect that.
Yeah. Just keep trying.
They want to hear from you, dude. They just want to hear.
I felt, in fact, I have never done this with any other fan designer. I've gone because he shares his instructions and the parts you need. I built the Sisyphus model, and that's not a small model, but I haven't had anything like Greek mythology, so that was my first thing. And with it looking like him pushing a boulder continuously, I'm like, I'm all board. If you had something for me to throw money at, I would throw it at you. So of course I threw it at the Pursuit of Flight. I also threw it at his particle accelerator, which was actually in competition, but it didn't make the competition,
right?
Because it wasn't one of the top 5 that got funded first. But yeah, the mechanism on the Pursuit of Flight has one plane chasing the other over like a micro mini scale village, and you just crank it. And he even gives you a total of like 5 planes from the early stages of flight, including something that it looks so weird. It's modeled after the Wright Flyer Pusher aircraft. It if you look that up, look a picture of it, it does not look like a plane. But he built a micro scale version of that to go on to that. So you have essentially an entire air show in one package. And then, of course, the Sheriff's Safe was the first thing I had to build because I was like, how does IL Buono even make a combination lock that works? And sure enough, Lego came in and screwed that up because they actually shifted out some of the pins that they should be half pins. Instead, they're like 3/4 pins. So it can actually mess with the locking mechanism. So he pointed that out. I went, it was fortunately only like 8 half pins. Stick them in, it fixes it. But yeah, he made a working combination lock on a safe that I
gold.
don't
Just say it, it's gold.
It is gold. And literally, you open up the safe and there is a gold nugget inside the safe.
I knew this was coming.
It's gold.
He's so cliche, Will.
But yeah, that's what I've been building. And then, of course, I'm right now in the middle of working on the Castle in the Forest.
Castle in the Forest went unbelievably fast. By the time I got onto it, because I wasn't like, I need to wait until the hour.
Yeah.
It was gone.
Right.
Immediately. So I need to hear about it.
This thing is so dense with detail. Because he's trying to give it this very weathered, cracked look. Every spot you look at kind of curves out with a slope or a line. It always has lines to distract the eye. And in addition, all the stonework has cracks in it through imperfections. Now that we have all these different tiles that have different shapes, the quarter circle tiles, the facet angled tiles, he uses all those to add cracks and imperfections throughout the entire thing. Plus, he harkens back to a lot of the old castles. There's a trap door, and this is the type of trap door that you trigger by actually pulling out an axle completely, rather than how Lego usually does it, where it just pulls out so far and then drops. By him doing that, it actually drops the trapdoor more satisfying. Then there's even like a secret passageway where the fireplace, you actually open up where the fire would normally go, and that leads down to some stairs, which goes down underneath the castle to the hidden waterway dock area of that. And every time you get to something that would normally be built kind of straightforward, like for example the stairs right in the front, you think, oh, they'll just throw in some tiles. No, he builds all that sideways, just so that he can add some extra slopes and angles at weird things to again make your eyes go a little cross, because you're not looking at something that's pristine, you're looking at something that's very weathered, very organic, very it's been there for a very long time. So I'm only maybe a third of the way, no, probably more like a fourth of the way through. But just that fourth,
you've got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, I got a lot of work to do, because the last set I got and haven't built is the Great Fishing Boat, and that was going to be a gift for my wife, or from my wife, for my birthday, because I have a birthday.
Sweet.
I have a birthday just like Matt at the end of March,
and it sucks. You know what? I'm spending my birthday going to my sister's stupid freaking wedding. Like, you could have done it this weekend when I was off, but no, I got to go to your wedding. And not only do I have to go, I have to marry you to your husband. because I'm ordained.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, can we not just let me celebrate my birthday just once? Everybody always hijacks my crap, man.
Yeah. How dare they?
You know what? Sarah did good. She did good.
Yeah. Normally, this time of year, I would be getting whatever the latest Lego expert vehicle is. This year, of course, is the Vespa.
I wonder what it could be.
Yeah. Because for some reason, that's now the habit is March 1st is the latest creator expert vehicle.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
It's like February, we're going to do the stadium.
Right.
We're going to do a vehicle in March.
Well, January is the modular.
The January is the modular.
Yeah.
April's the next vehicle.
May, of course, because May the 4th is going to be the UCS Star Wars set. At least
Star Wars.
They're
June
becoming
crap.
Take that crap.
There's going to be something. I just don't know what.
Yeah. So, the other thing I definitely want to talk about with the Bricklink Studio, and this very quick, they don't have paper instructions. And at first I was thinking that's garbage because these things are pricey. I mean, yeah, the pieces, they're dense, but they want you to use the Lego Designer Studio. And we've built, of course, 2 and working on the 3rd. I have to say, when it comes to digital apps, this one's pretty sweet. So it has a lot of auditorial cues. So if it's time to open a bag, it'll have this little shaky bag sound that actually kind of reminds me of Spurs.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
You don't like that?
No.
Well, you could turn off the volume.
Just stop with your digital.
Yeah.
Give me my paper.
Well, fortunately, you can go to the site and they have PDFs that are ready to be printed out. You'll just have to take it to a print shop to do it yourself. But the one thing I do like about the app is I don't know where that piece goes. You could turn the model. You could turn the piece.
No,
you could,
that sells it right there.
However, it also has problems. Let's go back to why we hate this thing. If there's a bar or an axle and you have no idea how long it is, you're going to have to guess.
Take a shot in the dark, folks.
Yeah.
You'll figure it out eventually, right?
Yeah. So it was very upsetting when it came to like doing the precise placement of bushes and connectors when building the sheriff's safe, because they said, put these things on this axle that's you don't know how long, roughly here. And we're looking at it. I was like, I don't know how long that is or where.
Not closely, roughly.
So
in the vicinity here.
Yes.
Within the Lego set somewhere.
Yeah. Whereas if you had print instructions, they'd actually do a 1-for-1 scale. So you can just put your piece on the instructions, figure out where it goes, you're done. So that is the one area in which the app needs improvement. There needs to be some sort of ruler feature in there.
They could do it.
Yeah. I wouldn't think it's
more money than the government.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what government, but a government.
They probably have more money than some governments.
They probably have more money than most countries.
They have all my money. That's all I know.
Poor Will.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Before we carry on any further, we do have to take a quick ad break, and we'll be back here briefly in a moment.
So yeah, that's what I've been building.
You've been building a lot, man.
So have you.
I like the designer program for what it is. It just needs rebranded. Clearly somebody from the marketing side has not touched this thing since they innovated it. It needs adjusted. Now, I don't know whether this is to, okay, let's just do one step at a time. The people were pissed off already because we bought Bricklink, and we got to the masses, we'll let them calm down. All right, they're calm. Now we can rebrand it. If that is where they're going, fine. But it needs rebranded because the branding on it is crap, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's not ideal. And I can definitely say that their crowdfunding concept Does not work
It does
for
not
me.
work.
I mean, I'm familiar with crowdfunding thanks to the board game side of things.
Which
So,
is a lot of them. Yeah.
yeah. So anything that has to do with crowdfunding, I understand why you do a crowdfunding, how it all works. And they're just
They're
using
doing
it for
wrong.
for fear of missing out. That's all they're doing. And they want to make you feel bad about it. And that's not a good look. Plus, like Matt says, put ideas back in the name. If this is Lego Ideas Projects, it needs to say it somewhere.
And you don't have to call it Ideas Rejects. I mean, obviously you're not going to produce 80 projects. You're not. There's no way to do it. Even in 3 years, there's no way to do it. But all you have to do is adjust, like I said, your branding to make it have a little more sparkle to it, a little more oomph to it. Because at this point, I'm looking at it and I'm like, that is a cool build. But this is probably just me. But in the back of my head, I'm like, this is a substandard build.
Because it's not with the Lego Ideas branding.
It's not.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm like, I can't give you my pennies. I just can't do it.
Mm-hmm. And they're asking for a lot of pennies too.
A lot of pennies. You know what? I'm a giant Seinfeld fan. What I want to do the next time I go to the Lego store, which is actually on Saturday.
Oh, me too.
I'm a cash out and I'm going to take pennies knowing roughly how much I'm going to buy. And I'll be like, here we go. Here's my sack of pennies, fool. You know what though? I would feel so bad if I did that I would only buy something that was like $7.
Yeah.
700 pennies is enough.
I think the other thing you'd feel bad about is when they ask you to leave and ban you from the Lego store.
That's a chance I'll take. You know what? I have 2 Lego stores. I'll go to the Dallas one because it's garbage, and then I'll try it there, and then I'll go to the good one.
Yeah. With real money.
With real money. Up to Frisco with all the high class people at 9 a.m.
Quite now.
Man, you've been up to some stuff. So my question next, touching on the Braille stuff, and I hate to circle back around to it.
Yeah.
Do you think with that coming about, has that kind of maybe not reinvigorated you, but has that energized you to a certain degree in some way, shape, or form? Obviously, they're using it more so for a maybe school age isn't the right demographic to use it.
It is definitely educational.
Right.
Yeah.
So educational, that's the word I was looking for. So is it something you're like, you know what, I'd love to see it expanded in a different way, or this is good enough? I mean, what are your thoughts kind of on that at the moment?
Well, what gets me excited is the fact that they recognize and have the capability of doing texture. Because a big part of Braille is the fact that it has to be specifically a certain size. It has to be a certain distance. It has to be a shape because it actually has to fit underneath a fingerprint. And with that level of precision, I'm just hoping that even if I don't see Braille on your standard sets anymore, or even on instructions, that we'll see more textures being explored. Because I mean, we have those bricks that have like the vertical and horizontal lines. We have the ones with the masonry profiles on them. We have the log bricks or the palisade bricks, whichever you prefer. Seeing more stuff like that features interesting textures is where I'm actually hoping that Lego will take this ability and expand into, because you can even take that concept and apply it to something that's Braille, like black bricks feel like this, white bricks feel like this, red bricks feel like this. Put out a set that's cool on parts and can be built by someone without sight. So,
yeah, it's now I know there's a bajillion colors, but at least if they did some of the main colors, like you said, black, the whites, a gray, or you know, the red, the green, stuff like that, at least it gives you an idea of, okay, that's where this is supposed to be. Even now, I'm sure they could get down to the minute random colors, but at least that gives you a jumping off point, right?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Of course, I will take this all back if it turns out that, oh, here's the green bricks. They're always sticky.
Oh,
And
good.
like,
That's texture overload. I'm done. I quit.
yeah.
I
No,
need a new hobby, y'all.
Yeah, sign out. Good day.
Sorry.
I'm gonna go back to my bricks that are dusty. Thank you very much.
I prefer dusty bricks, not sticky bricks. You know
As
what?
you can
That would be a great name for a Lego thief. Sticky bricks.
Hey, you have your whole
Verbal
new
trademark.
you have your whole new podcast. Is the
Sticky bricks.
adventures of Sticky Bricks in Lego City.
You know, that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
You know what though? Why have they not made that guy a bad dude in Lego City? Sticky McBricks or Sticky Bricks? Like, come on.
I know they have.
He's your bank robber. He's your bad dude. Or okay. I don't know if they use the word bad, but he's your
antagonist.
He's your socially impaired. No, socially impaired doesn't work either. That's worse yet.
That just sounds insensitive.
You know what? He's your bad guy.
Yeah,
Shut up, Will.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so angry with Lego. They took away the fireworks factory.
They did.
Why did they do that? You know what? You know who took it away? Sticky
The
McBricks.
Italians?
No, it's because they're Sticky
sorry.
McBricks.
I thought it was an Italian fireworks factory. I thought they were pissed off at you.
They can't be pissed off at me with everything. They already have the spaghetti. What more do they need?
Hey, they got the spaghetti. You know what? I lost my sponsor with the tomato sauce company because screw you, Will.
Yeah.
You're out. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, so coming up, there's all kinds of things coming up. There's rumors of things coming up. There's speculation of things coming up because some people don't have any other thing to do other than just see what is potentially coming. And
you mean people don't have a life?
I'm not. You said it, not me.
I know. I said it.
I didn't say it. I'm not going there.
Yeah.
So my point being, there's all kinds of things coming up. What would you look forward to seeing? What are we in March? I mean, there's a lot of months left until the end of the year dries up, and roughly around the end of October.
Mm-hmm.
Before we start getting into January 1 releases. So what is something that you are maybe hoping for or looking forward to that may be coming? Obviously, the Mario stuff has already been announced, and that's coming out in August? We're like 5 months away.
Yeah, I don't like that
Get
Peach's
out.
Castle. I don't like that Peach's
okay.
Castle.
You know what? Let's go down that road.
Yeah.
Let's go down that road.
Yeah.
Peach's Castle. Tell me your honest thoughts. Don't reserve anything.
Okay, there was a rumor last year that this was coming out, and then what we got was the question mark block. I built it. I thought it was okay.
Meh.
Gave it away to someone who did like it. But the whole thing was I was expecting that it was going to be like an expert level Peach's Castle, and we're talking minifigure scale. Matt has talked extensively on this. Why don't you do minifigures? Just do it.
It's not difficult. Just do it.
So lo and behold, this came out and we got more
minifig scale
of whatever the Mario thing is. What is that scale? Mario scale?
Garbage.
Yeah, it's garbage. Man, you've got a bad thing in your throat. I tell you.
I do. You know what?
Yeah.
It's legitis.
Yeah.
Legoitis. That's what it is.
Yeah. So this goofy play set. Now we did pick up the Mario starter set, and the only reason we did that is because I got my wife the Nintendo Entertainment System. Okay. And if you scan,
you have to have it. You
scan.
Yeah.
You scan it. That gives you all the music, all the sound effects. It's awesome.
It.
We haven't even touched the actual build for the Mario set.
Yeah, you don't need it.
I don't. So that's our extent into the Mario universe. So seeing this new stuff, nah. As for rumored upcoming things, I think there are 3 things that I've heard and I'm praying that are going to happen. I don't need to say the DeLorean because I already know it's there.
It's coming.
Yeah, we already know it's coming.
April 1.
Yeah, Matt reported on this. This is fact. When Matt says it, it's fact.
Happening.
Yeah. But the ones that aren't confirmed, but rumors are abounding, is there's a 3-in-1 creator Viking ship.
I heard about that.
Yeah. There's no pictures out, just a set number. They've done great stuff with the castle 3-in-1.
Oh, it was so amazing.
I still haven't built haven't built it.
You're gonna love it.
I am. I know I am.
Brick built dragon, dude, it just tickled me pink. Like it warmed my heart in the right spot.
Yeah, and they also did a pirate ship.
Yeah.
I think we bought that. Haven't built that either.
Backlog.
So yeah, this is another set I'm looking forward to picking up and never building.
2-year backlog.
To my backlog. So Viking ship. The second one in this I never thought Lego would do, the Optimus Prime. Apparently it's supposed to be one piece that can actually transform. Rather than a set that say, oh, and it can transform into this, and then you have to take apart like half of it.
Yeah.
To put it. So if that's a thing, I'm all on board with it because I grew up with Transformers.
Yeah.
And then the one that I'm absolutely ready to just throw buckets of money at is the rumored Lion King's castle. This thing is supposed to be a $350 set. Okay. And it's not even a license. It's something Lego owns outright. So
I gotta stop you right there.
Yeah.
And then you can continue. Have you watched the DeLorean? Because it's not called the DeLorean from Back to the Future. The Back to the Future time machine video. Have you watched that yet?
The designer video?
Yeah. No. Not the it's like a video like the Lego movie, and they have Doc and they have Marty in there, and they're jumping through time, and they end up in Jurassic Park. They end up in wherever the other place is.
No, I haven't. I have not seen this.
Okay. I have watched no less than 5 people break this thing down today and say, oh, the castle. That's great. If the castle is coming full on, I'm into it. That is cool. I was never a big castle kid.
Yeah.
But when you say the Lion King's castle,
yeah,
or the Lion's King castle, whatever you said.
Yeah.
When I heard the rumor of this, I Googled the Lion King Lego and I was disappointed. I'm gonna tell all of you right now. This is how stupid I felt after. I thought this was like a Disney thing. I absolutely was like, we're getting the Lion King in Lego form. Oh my God. And then the idea after 30 seconds it took to process to be like, oh, I felt so stupid.
Okay. I want you to not feel stupid. When I read the title of this article, I was like, Mufasa didn't have a castle.
Thank you. I was like, you mean Pride Rock?
Yeah.
Is that what we're doing here? This isn't a castle. What are you talking about?
We're just gonna stick a giant rock up in the air? That's dumb. And it's $350. And then it registered. Yep. Lions King. I grew up with the lions on the shield. You know, there was the Black Falcons. There was the lions.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh,
now I get it. It's okay.
And it's 350. Oh, because we saw just how awesome Barracuda Bay was. And that was what, 250?
I think it was 200 on the nose.
And this is 115 more.
Yeah. So, if that's the case, here's what it's going to do. It's going to tickle the fancy of all of the castle people.
That's me.
You. It's going to scratch the itch of everybody that has been wanting something else castle that wasn't Lego ideas, which was the blacksmith shop.
The blacksmith.
Right?
Yeah. That's also me.
Yeah, that's you. And it's also going to reach a whole nother demographic because it's $350.
Yes.
So you're not talking about something that's at that under 100 or under 150 point. You're talking about something that's way up there that shows how much you love it.
Yes.
The price, the
that's
price shows you how much you do or don't love it.
This is a status symbol, not just a set.
Are you going to not pay rent this month or a mortgage, or are you not?
I will figure something out. I have two kidneys. I don't think I need one of them.
Look, you can go to Mexico, get one of those chopped out. I mean, what are you, like 10 miles from the border? You get one chopped out, you sell it. Hey, let's go. I got Lego for days.
Yeah, ándale pues.
What?
Ándale pues. Hurry up. Hispanic is my other
Look,
side.
I have a wife that speaks fluent Spanish.
That doesn't help you any.
I know more Japanese than I do Spanish. But then again, I spent a year over there, and you get to know the locals and stuff like that. But so that is potentially coming out. Look, seeing the video today, well, not today, but a few days ago, and then everybody commenting on it today, I was like, okay, I looked at it, I'm just kind of like, oh, that's cool. There's a castle back there. Yeah. But then you have the people that are so in depth, and they're like, look at this castle, and do you see this right here? And look at this crest, and that could be this. Yeah. People that blow it up. And the problem is most of the time those people are right.
Yeah.
So Lego might be showing their hand and calling it a day. I mean,
or they might be trolling us.
They could be trolling you.
I mean,
but the mini Vespa, the red Vespa, was in one of their promo shots.
Yeah.
And somebody's like, see, this is coming. Do you not see? I don't see. I don't look. I don't apparently look deep enough into things where I'm like, oh, hello.
Well, clearly it's visible if you look through their glasses, and the reflection on that bounces off the mirror and it shows off to the side. This model is clearly coming. But
only in the United States and Europe. That's it.
Yeah.
The rest of you, I'm sorry, no.
And certain select cities in near and around Mordovia. What is this release schedule, and where can I go to get one?
Somewhere. Yeah. Space. I mean, you can go to space and find one. So that is the rumor, and I don't know. You don't know. Literally, y'all. If you're listening to this and you're like, it's coming, I'm not telling you one way or the other. I have no idea. I'm just in the dark as everybody else. I have no idea. You know what I know? A few days ahead of time.
Yeah.
And then when I can't tell you.
Yeah. When Lego tells him, that's what he knows, and that's when there's breaking news.
Okay, we're telling you this, but you can't say it until this date. When everybody finds out,
right?
Guess what? I'm the rest of you.
Yeah.
Because I have all this good news, and I'm like, oh my God, this is so amazing. I can't wait to share it.
Yeah.
And I can't share it.
No, I've been in the same situation.
Yeah,
writing
for
the
writing
for the Brick Blogger. It's like, I've built the dang thing. I want to tell people, who can I conveniently get over to my house? Right. And like, oh, by the way, oops, you shouldn't have seen that.
You know what? And you say that, and I have a very good friend that lives, we moved, so I'm not in the same town, but close to me, that I trust very, very much so, that I could be like, do you know what? You're excited. Oh my God, let me tell you.
Yeah. You kind of have to tell somebody.
But I didn't really do it. I didn't, just so everybody's clear. But with that in mind, so obviously that is a potential set that is coming later this year. Is there anything else that you might be hoping for? You already talked about Transformers.
Right.
Is there anything else you're like, you know what? I'd like to see this or that. Personally, I liked the map last year. I was infatuated with the map. It was amazing. We moved. I can't hang it on this wall because we're only staying here until our dream home is built. I would love to see something more akin to what the map was. Obviously something a little bit different. Obviously it can't just be the world map. It's got to be something different, but something to that size at that price point that really reaches somebody. Me being a geography nut, I'm all in. So that's where I'm hoping.
Yeah.
That steps up their game. Get away from DC and Marvel and all that trash. Harry Potter, get out. Get out. Get out.
He doesn't mean that, people.
I do mean it. You take your superhero crap and you get to stepping. Okay. I want to see some more boring textbook stuff that works for me.
So I'm taking it that you're really interested in the Lego Ideas Starry Night.
Oh yeah. But okay. So I'm interested in that for more than one reason. Not only for myself, but the art teacher that is a part of my group at work. So I teach PE. Mm-hmm. So her, the music teacher, the computer teacher, the librarian, all of us.
Yeah.
I told her, I said, when this thing does come out, because I've been keeping her updated, like, hey, it's going into production now. Get ready. It's coming anytime soon. And that, you know what? That's probably going to be your June release right there. I bet you. That's going to be your June release right there from Lego Ideas.
They are pretty consistent with that, aren't they?
It could be.
And it's coming. We know it's coming.
It's coming. So I told her, I was like, when it comes out, we going to buy it. I'll buy it. Yeah. And it's going right here. And I marked out a spot on her wall with blue masking paint tape. You know, the blue tape you use when you're painting edges and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like, it's going right there.
Yep.
So it's still framed on her wall.
Nice.
Hey, when it comes, it's coming. It's coming this year. We already know that.
Yep.
I can't wait. But I gotta say, there's a lot of cool things that are potentially coming. I don't know. I'm not trying to be like deceptive, and there are things that are coming. I'm interested to see, and whatever happens.
Yes. And just to underscore how honest he is about this, if he did know something and he said something, he would get into trouble with Lego.
I'd be dead.
Yeah, he'd be dead. So he wouldn't risk that.
There'd be
for the
a
world.
Sniper outside of my house right now on the tree.
Yeah. And there'll be like a 1x1 round stud, like right between his eyes, through the back of his head.
I would have somebody infiltrate my house in the evening. And as I'm trying to use the restroom at 2:00 in the morning, they would just pepper my walkway with Lego 2x2 bricks and just, oh God, who did this? That's what would happen.
And anything he grabs just falls apart because they just disassembled it and left it all standing up. Right. So yeah, he would be gone.
I'd be done.
Yeah.
I'd be done. Full on.
So we're all in the same spot. We're just excited. These are rumors we heard. We're hoping, crossing our fingers, and looking to be that much
toes, fingers, nose hairs, eyes, you name it. All right, guys, one more ad break here. I've got to throw in, and then we'll be back to wrap up the last 20 minutes of the show.
I am looking forward to more Bricklink Designer Studio, bad branding and all. I've been having a blast with these things, so can't wait to spend more money on those.
You know what?
They're pricey.
And to go back to that, they seem more pricey than regular Lego sets that come out of Ideas.
That's because they're dense. The density of all the detail work that fans love to shove into a set. Lego is fine. Like, oh, that wall's blank. That's fine because it's not important because you can barely see it. But a fan goes, I bet I can fit 20,000 pieces of detailing in there just so it has this slight fluted curve over here. And that's what's buried in these sets is because I'm, like I said, I'm a quarter of a way through this castle, and it hasn't felt like I've really built anything substantial, but I've already worked with hundreds upon hundreds of pieces. So that's where all the cost comes from, is because fans just freaking love their detail work, and then you get some dense sets. And you're right. Dense is the thing. And we can talk about this more in the future with the time machine. I can't divulge details specifically to my experience, but we'll do it in the future. But dense, when things are built dense, it doesn't matter what you're building, and it's built dense, it takes forever. And it may not just be Titanic.
Titanic.
Oh my. Oh
God.
Oh man.
Look, I had a blast going through the Titanic for like the first 3 hours. Okay. After that, I was like,
19.
I'm done until I got to the tail section and I got to build out the nice angled tail and stuff like that. And then when Thanksgiving came, or what, I guess it was the day after Thanksgiving, and who is it? Beyond the Brick, when they were doing their 24-hour charity, whatever it is, I think it's for St. Jude's.
Mm-hmm.
And I jumped on and I was like, I'm going to donate it. Look, the reason y'all I wanted to donate it is Lego donated it to me, but my freaking fingers, I got little girl hands as it is. I'm like, please, somebody take it. My wife's like, get this thing out of here. Not in a man voice, obviously, but very much so. Like,
I don't know.
What can I do to have somebody take it off my hands? And you and I talked about this before we started recording. You had a similar experience.
Yeah, I got it from Lego to review. Awesome experience. Got fatigued near the end. Happy was built. Had my club take it to a show. Got it back and immediately looked around and said, okay, who do I give this to? Because I know what went into it. I do not want to take it apart.
Yep.
So my dad said, hey, this would be cool to own. And I go, guess what? Guess who's getting something cool for the holidays?
This guy.
That guy. Took it to his place, found a spot for it. Looks great up there, and I never have to think about it again.
You know, and that's the other thing. Like, it's a piece you have to display.
Mm-hmm.
You can't break it apart and leave it in a box. And the boxes are, I mean, you build it. You know, the boxes are cool looking.
Yeah. I like the fact that you can just take one box. This is the section I'm building.
Done.
And
shove it in here.
And it has its own instructions.
Yeah. They did it right.
Yes.
So for me, I was like, oh, this is cool. This is nice and stuff like that. And then you get done and you're like, it's 54 inches long. Where now am I going to put it? I don't have a shelf. It's 20 inches. I ain't got a shelf for this. Where am I going to put it? And then you start, I love my wife. I do. But the constant, where are you going to put it? What are you going to do with it?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to take it apart? It's taking up space over here. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Other than donating it to Goodwill, I literally have no idea.
Yeah.
So when Beyond the Brick popped up and they were doing their streaming, I'm like, I could get rid of this thing. Somebody else can have it and enjoy it. And it's like, ha, 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 ha.
Christmas came early.
Oh, dude, it came so early.
Yeah.
It was cool to build. It was.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's a set you almost have to build a house around.
Yes.
Just to
how
have
much
the right
room
spot.
do you have in your 15 by 15 room?
Yeah.
Because it's going to take up a chunk of it.
Are
you going to put it on the floor? Are you going to put it on a stand? Are you going to put it on a shelf? What are you going to do with it? I mean, you built the big old Millennium Falcon, the what?
Yep.
8,000, whatever it was.
Oh, good God.
Too many broken fingers. Skin cells sloughed off.
Yeah.
That's how I felt about the Titanic.
Yeah.
It's like, this is going to go under a coffee table or on top of a coffee table, and it is going to be a centerpiece somewhere. And that's it. There's really nothing else you can do with it other than maybe, let's say you're at you're at a nautical school in Miami or somewhere off the coast of Hawaii. Then it can be like, hey, look, we have our new mascot, guys.
Yeah. This goes in the front lobby.
Other than that, no.
No, it is not for your average fan. It's very specialized.
It's a museum.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, you mentioned that very specialized. I saw somebody, you get things that pop up on social media, and I had something that popped up on Twitter, and somebody, he's a professional basketball player. I don't know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't watch basketball.
Me neither. I wouldn't know who it was.
Either. I don't know who it is either. So. I was like, who?
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, Titanic. And he had just gotten done finishing up the Titanic and stuff like that. I'm like, that looks really large in his arms, and he's 6'8". Because I Googled who it was after. I was like,
yeah,
wow.
You lose perspective.
So when you look at it in my tiny little girl hands and my wingspan, I'm like, yeah, y'all. If you've not built it, Will and I both have. If you have not built it, it is a behemoth. It is. Look, clear your plans. If you plan on spending an hour a night building it, clear your plans for the next 2 months. Okay.
Yep.
That's what it's going to take. If you want to do it in I'm gonna build it 5 hours at a time, you know what? Clear your plans for it next week and a half, maybe 2 weeks.
Yep.
Because that's what's going to take.
It is tiny pieces.
It's
lots.
But you know what? And here's the thing. Here's what I learned last year. Talking to a number of the Lego designers, they don't care about the tiny pieces. They care about the part count. So if it's 12,000, which what the world map was, oh, well, this is the biggest set ever. Well, then they go back and forth. Well, it's not really a set. It's an art piece. It hangs on the wall, and they go back and forth. So they are very partial to their number, very much so. So
nerds.
Very much so. They go back and forth all the time. They're like, well, I built the largest creator expert set and it has this many pieces versus you made that one and had that many pieces. Dude, it's a real thing.
Yeah.
If you don't think there's a competition, there's a full stop competition.
Yeah. I've even heard stories where they will purposely build it with certain number of pieces just so that the numbers say something significant. Like, oh, that's the address of my old apartment back in
apartment. That's how old I was, and when I was 8, when I found something like this.
Yeah. That's the date when I found the shiny rock in the ocean. I'm like,
Marcos Bessa. He's I guess I called senior designers or whatever. He does all the Harry Potter crap, right? He's the senior guy for all the Harry Potter stuff.
He's magic.
He could be magic.
Yeah.
I don't know. He might be.
Some of these things they build are freaking magic.
Okay,
but Marcos
wasn't magic. It was misery.
Yeah.
So the interesting thing is he was somebody, and I tagged him in social media, and I got it wrong. I thought he was of a certain descent, not descent, a heritage, a country heritage, and he corrected me, and then he privately took a screenshot of like, these are the flag, or these are the colors of my flag, and this is my heritage. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. I apologize. And I did. It's just funny because they do that. They put in their own little Easter eggs for their wherever they might be from. They put their own Easter eggs in, whether it be a part count. So every time you apply a sticker or you look at a part count or you look at anything like that, you've got to stop and think in the back of your head, is this because a designer was built? They might have been built out of the womb.
these guys are building machines.
They're building machines.
Yeah.
But if their birthday is 12/22/72, maybe, there's a number in there somewhere that may represent it, or a color, or an idea behind it, or a certain type of build that might be in a micro build of a bigger build. You just don't know. And that's where it's like, when you talk to them, one of the first questions I always have for them is, where's your stuff? Is it a number? Is it a color? What'd you do? What'd you do? I know you did something. Some of them don't do anything. Some of them don't do anything, but some of them do a lot of things. And here's the other thing. Y'all don't realize this. And we talked about this already with the video from the time machine. What they do is they forecast things that are coming. And what I want to go back to is I think it was last June, maybe. I can't quite remember. So in one of the Creator 3-in-1 sets, it was the brick built giraffe, and it was like the safari. I can't remember the name of it. And they had a picture of elephants on there. Little did we know that was an adult elephant and a baby elephant. And guess what we got 2 months later? Both.
They're there.
Because between the designers and the graphic designers, that's what they do. Yeah. They mess with your head. And so every time I go through and I build something, I'm like, wait. Yeah. Is this a prophecy?
Yeah.
Is that what is?
I mean, what was the painting in the Fiat set? Wasn't it the Colosseum?
It was.
And what did we get?
Yeah,
the Colosseum. Yeah, and sometimes they'll even do it with their parts. Like, well, there was that everyone builds set with all the rainbow color pieces.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and one of the pieces is like, we've never seen this hair before, and everybody was guessing like whose hair is this? So that they'll even throw that in, and lo and behold, the Queer Eye set.
Yep.
There you go.
Look, so part of it is it's a 50-50 game. It's 50% we're going to try and trick you, and 50% we're going to give you the clue and hope you figure it out.
Yeah.
And it just comes down to, well, are you going to be the person that gets tricked, or are you going to figure it out?
You just need to have, whenever you do an interview with a designer, you just have Matt's conspiracy corner.
You know what? No, it's Matt's waterboarding table.
Yeah. Because you want the answers.
Is it a color? Is it a number? What is it? Tell me now.
They just slowly drop little 1x1 rounds on their face. Like, you tell me.
You know what? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to start at 3 inches. And for every wrong answer you give me, I'm going to go up by 3 inches. And at some point, these 1x1s are going to hurt your face real bad. They may even poke your eye out.
Yeah. I think we went overtime.
I think we went overtime too. But we got to wrap it up.
Yeah.
So you can't just be like, oh, we went overtime. So with that, the Lego waterboarding.
Yeah.
Because I'm probably going to hear some comments from somebody or designer somewhere. Jordan's going to be like, that wasn't okay in this day and age. I'm sorry. It has a negative connotation to it. It was a joke. It was meant to be silly. So those of you that may take it serious, it was a joke. Yeah. Okay. Take a deep breath, go have a cigarette, have a whiskey, something, or an apple juice if you have kids listening. I know I'm laughing because Matt told me to. Tee. So with that in mind, Will, thanks for coming on and spitting what you've been up to and your bouts, your engagements with the Lego Braille and that whole thing, because that is really cool, because obviously you're not the only one that is vision impaired throughout the United States and the world. So that's a major deal. So I appreciate you coming on, chatting with me again and spilling all the knowledge that you got. And yeah. So if anyone sees my mug on Wired magazine, maybe let Matt know, maybe he'll let me know. Because I'd want to see it in person. That'd be cool. That'd be really neat. Yeah, and if anyone wants to stop by at Rolling with Two on YouTube, that's where you can also find me. Because aside from doing stuff through the Brick Blogger on videos, that's where my wife and I are going to be doing all sorts of weird stuff. You suck. Yeah. You should quit. This is not Lego. What is this? Amateur hour? Yes, it is. I'm just going to say, yes, it is right from the beginning. Everybody. Yeah. We got a lot of building to do. You have building to do. So there you have it, folks. Will was on. Will spit his stuff, spun the time machine back. No. Of course you're going that way. I'm like Rapunzel here. I'm spinning straw into golden thread, No, we have to go. Let's go back over here. No, we got to go back, Matty. We got to go back to the future. Because you have to make sure to catch Matt on his upcoming Twitch stream. Stop. Yeah. We're doing all the promos. We're doing all the promos. Yes. Yeah, you're right. So let me get it out of the way, because I know it's coming and people are going to be like, wait, what? So on Monday, I believe it's the 21st, because St. Patty's Day is today, hey, rock on, if you're Irish. Anyway, so on the 21st, I will be with April B on Twitch. I think it's twitch.tv/April B. You can check me out. We will have on the special build of the new time machine, and we're going to go through it, build it, and talk about it at the end, whatever. So make sure you check that out. There's also the episode of the show. So if you're hearing this, you already know it's already coming, because I already previewed it beforehand. Ta-da! But it is coming. So make sure on Monday you check that out, get all the details before April 1st comes around, because you may or may not want to spend your pennies there and pick up your $170 price tag vehicle. But so with that in mind, Will, thanks for coming on again. I appreciate it so much. It was good chatting with you, and I know the audience loves your geekiness, and it always works well.
And I'll talk to you again in 2024.
2027.
Yeah. Let's not push it.
Holy moly, guys. That is going to wrap up a super duper long show, but man, I just had so much fun. I told Will in the beginning, I was like, we'll try and keep it to 30 minutes. And the man just can't do it to save his life. So here we are, over an hour and 10 minutes in. And my goodness, I just had a lot of fun chatting with Will and catching up. And we'll have him on again in the future. We're talking a few weeks here. I'll be out of town next week, but have some other things that we want to discuss and get out to you guys. So yeah, in the future he'll be on some more, and probably just as nutty as he was this past time. Hopefully my spaghetti sauce sponsorship comes back, because yeah, it's just super sad. Anyway, with that in mind, this show is over. Make sure you guys check out the show dropping on Monday, the 21st of March. Some really good stuff in there that you are not going to want to miss. And then head on over to April B's stream on twitch.tv/April B at 5 p.m. Central Time. That would be 6 p.m. East Coast time. And that would also be 3 p.m. on the West Coast of the United States. If you are curious, we're going to have that lovely, beautiful gray vehicle present and available for your eyes to witness in all its beautiful, just beautiful glory. So head over there. You can find us over there. And I will talk to you guys on the very next episode. And until we meet again, I'm your minifig host, Matt. Let's build on it.